Macro check exports at record high, inflation cools, rural economy expands. Know how India is growing. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday said India is on its way to become the third largest economy in the world and, therefore, must remain vigilant about its economic interests. The remarks have come days after Morgan Stanley in its report also said India is on track to become the third largest economy by 2028 and more than double its GDP to 10.6 trillion by 2035. Addressing a public rally in Varanasi, the Prime Minister said India is set to become the world's third largest economy. Therefore, India must remain vigilant about its economic interests. Our farmers, our small industries, employment for our youth, their interests are paramount for us. The government is making every effort in this direction. India's latest macroeconomic indicators with inflation under control, exports at record highs, and robust rural indicators, India's economy appears firmly on a growth path. Here's a look at India's current macroeconomic situation. GST collection. The latest goods and services tax GST data released on Friday showed a 7.5 YoY in tax collection to Rs 1,95,735 crore. With this, collections remained above 1.8 rupees lakh crore for a seventh consecutive month. In April-July 2025, the collection has grown 10.7% year-on-year to Rs 8,18,009 crore. Inflation has eased considerably, bringing relief to households. The Consumer Price Index CPI inflation dropped to 2.10 in June 2025, its lowest level since January 2019, and well within the Reserve Bank of India's RBI target range of 4 to. This drop was aided by a favorable base effect and a sharp fall in food inflation, which stood at 1.06 year-on-year. Prices for essential food items such as vegetables, cereals, pulses, sugar, milk, and spices saw notable corrections, helping reduce household expenditure. Wholesale inflation also reflected the cooling price trend. The wholesale price index WPI slipped to 0.13 in June, with the WPI food index inflation at 0.26, largely due to lower prices of mineral oils, crude oil, natural gas, and basic metals. Rural economy. In rural India, economic indicators are improving as well. According to NABARD's Rural Economic Conditions and Sentiments Survey REX for July 2025, 76.6% of rural households reported increased consumption, while 39.6% experienced higher incomes over the past year. Rural inflation fell to 1.72 in June, a sharp 394 basis point drop compared to the previous year, signaling better supply-side management and job creation in non-urban areas. FMCG major Hindustan Unilever HUVR in its post-Q1 management con call highlighted that rural recovery remains intact, with urban demand also picking up. Growth is being driven by smaller towns and channels like e-commerce and quick commerce. HUVR's rural business comprises nearly 13% of its overall portfolio. The RBI's repo rate cut to 5.5 in January 2025, from 6.5, has helped lower borrowing costs, thereby supporting both consumption and investment without risking inflationary pressure. External front. India's exports rose to 210.31 billion in Q1 FY 202,526 April-June 2025, marking a 5.94 year-on-year increase, while imports grew by 4.38. This helped narrow the trade deficit by 9.4 to 20.31 billion. Services exports surged 10.93 to 98.13 billion, while non-petroleum exports grew 5.98, and non-gem and jewelry exports rose 7.23, signaling broad-based strength across export categories. Key sectors driving the export growth include electronic goods, tea, meat, dairy, poultry, jute manufacturing, and cereals. Electronics exports received a boost from the Make in India initiative, while the mission for Atmanirbharta in pulses helped reduce reliance on imports. For FY 202,425, India achieved a record total export figure of 824.9 billion, a 6.01 increase over the previous fiscal year, reinforcing its growing presence in global trade. Government schemes, government policies continue to drive this export momentum. Programs like the Foreign Trade Policy FTP 2023, RODTEP, ROSCTL, and districts as export hubs are enhancing competitiveness. Infrastructure expansion under the National Logistics Policy and PM Gati Shakti, along with increased budget outlays for production-linked incentive PLI schemes in electronics, automobiles, and textiles, are fueling industrial growth. Swipe left for next video. Initiatives such as Bharat Mart in Dubai are helping MSMEs reach global markets. Compliance reforms, including the decriminalization of over 3,700 legal provisions since 2014, and platforms like the National Single Window System, are further simplifying business operations. The Ministry of MSME's 65 export facilitation centers are also playing a key role in enabling small businesses to scale internationally. India's real GDP grew by 6.5% in FY 200 and 2,425, according to the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, with the RBI projecting similar growth for FY 200 and 2,526. With this, India remains the fastest growing major economy in the world. Looking ahead, India is expected to reach a GDP of 7.3 trillion by 2030, positioning itself as the third largest economy globally, supported by its young population, strong domestic demand, and ongoing structural reforms. Latest blogs.